one Saturday morning.
Is this thing on? Hello? This light is kind of bright. Professor, are you sure you don't want to do this? You seem to be a little more camera friendly than I am. Oh, we're recording. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hello, everyone. This is Hank McCoy. Some people call me the Beast, as you can see here. And I, myself, and Mystique, she's off camera right now, but we'll be talking about the X-Men and the Dark Phoenix project today, along with the Color Commentary crew, where they give you views from a different side. Mystique, as I mentioned, is off camera. She's impersonating someone else right now. Oh, I love you. I love how you can just impersonate, how you can become any woman that you want to. It's just too bad that you only do that for Wolverine and all those other movies. But anyway, kind of nervous on camera. Oh, it looks like we have somebody that'll be joining us today. Hey, Jean, it's Jean Grey from the Xavier Institute. Jean, why are you on fire? Oh my, what in the world? Mystique, don't, Jean, Mystique, Jean, don't, oh my God! Oh, Jesus. Mystique just destroyed, Jean just destroyed Jean as she deposited the contents of her entire body into this container. Oh my God, I'm so angry. It's time for me to take my serum and turn into the beast.
Too much work and all that. I didn't really like you in X-Men anyway. But it's your boy here, Chuck Taylor, here with the Color Commentary crew. I'm here with KFH Party Easy, where we do parties of all kinds. So yes, you have my beast look on here. I went straight beast mode, and we're gonna do a great job reviewing this awesome, well, I guess some people thought it was alright, some people thought it was trash, movie, Dark Phoenix. I'm ready to go.
Here I am, your alternate ID here. Of course, I'm all blinged out with my X-Men attire here, the Xavier School of Gifted Youngsters. This, of course, is Rashawn Waters, owner, founder of Block Bad Music and Publishing, a company where we give music and instruments across the nation. Today, of course, we'll be talking about the new movie, X-Men Dark Phoenix. Let's go ahead and jump into this with our non-spoiler review. Mr. Chuck Taylor, why don't you go ahead and get started? What were your feelings on this new movie, the last movie of the Fox X-Men?
Well, I guess everybody was saying it was trash. So I guess I just wanted to give it a chance. I'm like, gosh, everybody said Venom was trash. There's a lot of movies that they said were trash that weren't that bad. So, just going into it, kind of just, expecting the worst. I actually enjoyed the movie. Yeah, it had a lot of plot holes. Stories didn't really line up, but what I wanted to see, I kind of got the most of. I saw Phoenix doing some crazy stuff. Definitely, they did definitely a lot better on her than they did on The Last Stand. And they actually, I guess we can kind of give it a little bit. They kind of kept a little bit more truer with the comics on this movie, with some of how she became Phoenix. Last time was like, what the world? Where'd that come from? But other than that, them staying a little more truer. I enjoyed the third act really much. Probably really sold the movie, sold it to me, was just seeing all the different battles. Magneto did a great job in this movie. Charles, seeing him going through what he had to go through, just kind of really getting humbled a little bit in this movie. So it was cool to kind of see everybody go through what they went through. Am I still a wolf?
You were still the beast, yes.
I'm still the beast? Okay, I'll stay the beast for this interview. But, I enjoyed the movie. The pacing, it was a little sad throughout so much of the movie. So it's not like, it doesn't really kind of, I guess, allow you to get that MCU type of feel in some of the movies. Like, it's sad and then kind of like, brings you all upbeat and then it takes you to a battle type of thing. It kind of just keeps you like flatlining all the way down to the end. Like you kind of stay the same emotional way. Like, wow, this is intense. It's an intense movie. I thought the acting from all the characters, I thought they did really well, showing how well versed they are as actors, really tapping some of their emotions. Definitely felt Cyclops did better on this movie than on the last one. I really didn't like him on the other one, so he definitely did a little bit more work on this one. But all in all, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Probably one of the better ones of the X-Men. I actually watched it again, so I took it down. First, when I first came out, I thought it was like probably one of the best ones. Now, after kind of looking at the movie, I was like, yeah, that third act was still the best out of all of them. But the movie, the actual storyline and the arc and everything, there were a few other movies like the X-Men 2, even with Logan. Logan was really good to me. So I would pick some of those over this one. But this one, I can't say it was trash. It was still pretty good. I enjoyed it. What about you?
Oh man, I agree 100%, except for the Logan part. But that's just because I'm not a fan of Wolverine. Stop trying to eat my head. Hey man, for everybody out there, don't listen to the critics, man. Go in with an open mind. This movie is a good movie. I really, really enjoyed this movie. Like it's fun to sit there and say like, okay, what's going to go wrong? And then you see that you're like, no, this is actually pretty good. Like that's pretty good. Like the action scenes are really great. You get the chance to see some of your other characters really do their thing without being overwhelmed or overshadowed by Wolverine. It was nice to actually have a movie where Wolverine wasn't just dominating everything. And of course, we saw that in Apocalypse as well. But this one, like some of your characters that you really like that haven't had the chance to shine, really get an opportunity to shine in this movie. And I like that. Just like Chuck said, realize that the movie is going to get dark. And it's going to stay there. The quicker that you realize that going into the movie, the better you'll be. Yes, don't expect to, feel good or have any relief or be like, oh man, yeah, that was a dark scene, but I'm glad this is over. No, they're going to just punish you. They're going to punish you. They're going to make you feel good for about 15 minutes, and then they're just going to make you question your existence for another 2 hours after that. But I really enjoyed the movie. I definitely think it was one of the best, if not the best X-Men. I could definitely see how X2 would be a competitor because X2 is a very, very good movie. So is First Class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, First Class.
That is it. Okay. So that is it for our non-spoiler review. I really encourage you guys to go see this movie and make a judgment for yourself. Don't wait for a DVD. I'm talking to you, A.K. Soper Cole. Don't wait for the DVD. Go in and watch the movie yourself. It's a decent movie. Anything else to say before we get into the spoiler review, sir?
No, everything's going to be in the spoiler. I'll wait to talk. Go ahead.
All right, so it's time for spoilers. Spoiler.
Beast mode. Serum went off.
Take it again, man. So let's go ahead and get into the spoiler review of X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, okay, so basically with this movie, I really enjoyed how they made Jean. They kind of kept it with the comic books with her absorbing the power up in space. And I thought that was a pretty good scene when they went up to space to rescue the astronauts.
Yeah,
the astronauts. Seeing all of them kind of work together, that kind of brought that team feel of X-Men back to me. It's like, okay, so they're doing missions and stuff together. And I thought that was really cool to see. When I guess everything happened when she was trying to save everyone, so she kind of called the Force into her own body. That's what it kind of looked like to me on screen. I don't know if that's what they meant. And she became the Phoenix, and everything just sucked inside of her. I'm assuming. Like, I guess on that point, I was like, well, like, isn't that a little weird? Like, I don't really know if I would be bringing her on board of the ship if ever, like, a huge explosion just sucked inside her body. Like, y'all just, like, just fly out there and bring her right back. Don't even, like, think about anything. Like, that whole point to me when they were, like, just checking her out, like, the whole point when she got back on the ship and she went back to the school and he did a little basic little look at her. I'm like, I know y'all saw her just get exploded in space, right? And all the flames and everything just went into her body. Like, I felt like they just kind of walked over that point. Like, I was like, okay, we should probably.
So you would have left her in space.
not necessarily left her in space, but I think they would have had a little more precautions, at least when they got her back. Like they was like, yeah, just walk around, go have fun. We just run a little test on you. Like she just got blown up, and it sucked back into her body. I'm like,
you know, there won't going to be none of that happening with Scott. Saying we got to leave her out there. No, Jean.
Scott would have made sure nobody made it back.
Exactly.
But I guess the main thing, like when they kind of got into the story, and then you just saw all of the disagreements that everybody on the team was having. I don't know. I was ready for Raven to go. Like, I don't know. She was aggravating me at the beginning of the movie. I was kind of tired of her antics. Like, yeah, we need you to go ahead and go. And once she went, to me, the movie just shot off. It was like, yes, it's getting a lot better now. Everybody is, you know, everybody's emotions is so high. Like Beast, like me, you know, I go Rage Monster, and I'm teaming up with Magneto, trying to go ahead and kill her. Like he don't care about saving her at all. He just cares about ending Jean Grey now. So seeing him and Magneto team up in the movie, and they had that standoff with Charles and the other X-Men in New York, that was a pretty good fight. But I guess the real enemy of the whole movie were I know they're not the Skrulls, but they basically were the Skrulls. I forgot what they were called. Did you hear what they called those people?
Yeah, the one dude, the black dude, said Dabari like one time.
Yeah.
So apparently
that's
what Dabari.
I had saw that on one of the other review shows. It was called Dabari, and I don't know anything about them, but they said they're shapeshifter aliens. I think that's just a cop out because they had Skrulls, and then everybody was like, "Oh, well, now Disney bought it, and it's too similar to Captain Marvel because she had Skrulls, and they're fighting in space. So here, we're gonna change everything." But I guess that's kind of why we didn't really have a background of the enemies. They kind of like just showed up, started killing people, and you know, they give a little bit of dialogue on why they were doing it, but you didn't really get you didn't get that much insight on them. So I think they could have done better with that. I'm assuming they probably cut half the movie up when they went and reshot everything. I'm sure maybe the first cut could have been a little bit more inclusive in who they were. The Dabari. But once they came in and they really got in Jean's head, I don't know. It just, I don't know. I really enjoyed Jean making those really hard decisions, like when she's trying to fight off Phoenix, and she's like killing her friends, and then she's like trying to stop from doing something like horrible, like when she's making Charles come up the stairs, like she's making him walk up the stairs. I was like, oh, that was
amazing.
Like he's like, he was acting his tail off on that. I was like, oh, no, Gene, no, Gene. That part was so hilarious to me. I know it was supposed to be like sad stuff, but I was laughing inside in the movie theater. I was rolling, looking at him go up the stairs, and just kind of fast forward. I'm just going through, I guess, some of the scenes I really like. So that scene, her and Magneto, she just kind of like takes Magneto out, with no problem. But they had some stupid scenes in that on those same epic fights, like Magneto pulling up a train out the ground, a subway, when he had a bus sitting right there. Like
perfectly. I think it was like a double-decker bus too, wasn't it?
And cars everywhere. Just grab the bus and the cars and go fight. I'm like, okay, he had to go show his muscle, just drag up people out from the subway. That was kind of dumb and pointless. But all in all, like I said, the third act is really what saved the movie for me. Even though some of the stuff didn't make sense, how that train scene when they had the X-Men all chained up and Dabari shape-shifting Skrull people were coming in, and they all started fighting, and you saw Magneto just go crazy. Like he was just smashing people with trains, shooting them up with the bullets. Beast Mode was going cutting people up with his little fingernail. Lord. It was just slicing people, and then Storm actually used some of the powers that she has. She didn't just use a little lightning flicker here or there. She used the whole, she used hurricane winds. She used frozen rain. She used lightning, thunderstorms, everything. So she used a whole repertoire, and that was good to finally see her let loose. I guess they could let loose because it was like invincible aliens. It wasn't just people that they were trying to stop. They could kill these people. So
right.
All in all, I enjoyed that third act so much it made me actually really like the movie. So I don't know how the rest of the movie is. If you watch that last part, you're gonna really like it. So what about you?
Oh man, yeah. I really did. I really did like this here. Let me see here. The action scenes were great. Quicksilver and Nightcrawler at the space station. I mean, the space shuttle, the teleporting and all that stuff was awesome. Beast and Nightcrawler on the train with Beast. Like, you always think Beast is like a punk. No, Beast ain't. No. I was like, Beast is doing stuff. I was like, oh God, Beast. He was, yeah. But the best scene in the entire movie was with Nightcrawler, boy. Don't piss Nightcrawler off, man. Don't piss him off. Because he will teleport you in front of an oncoming train. Do not piss him off, bro. Yes. That was the best scene in the whole movie right there, man. Magneto's first appearance, like when Jean first goes someplace and you're trying to figure out where she is, and all of a sudden you just see Magneto just, it's like awesome. Like he didn't fly, he didn't do this type of thing, or hold one knee up or something. He just was standing and he just moved closer. It's like, oh, that was amazing. For the acting, I liked a lot of the acting in the movie. I really liked Professor X showing that arrogance and kind of doing a couple of things that were a little shady here and there. Like, that's really appropriate to his character. Like, that's how Professor X is. He's kind of big-headed, and he tries to do right, but sometimes his arrogance kind of gets the best of him. One of my favorite parts there was when he and Beast were arguing, and Beast was like, just admit it that you did something wrong. He's like, yeah, Hank, I hope you feel better. Like, he was just not admitting nothing. I really like Alexandra Shipp as Storm. I really respect how she portrayed the character. I thought she did a much better job than any time I've seen Storm play the role. And I can see why she would be upset that people don't want her to be Storm, because she obviously worked very hard at the role. Unfortunately, the role is just not meant for her. It's like Tom Cruise trying to play a part that was meant for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, it's not meant for you. But I still felt that she did a great job. She's very strong. I liked her accent. I respected some of the decisions that they made in the movie, like taking Quicksilver out of the movie pretty early. Because number one, he's traditionally not X-Man, and he would have overshadowed the others. And I like what they did with the Skrulls there. Like, Captain Marvel would take notes. That's what we wanted. There's a lot of things I disliked about the movie, though. I hate that they took out one of the best dialogues in the whole thing. It was like in the trailers, like Scott is talking to Professor X. He's like, "Tell me what to do." I don't know what to do. I like that. That's not in that one. Yeah. I thought it was a poor decision to remake the Dark Phoenix movie. I really did. And I think that that's what's killing them in the box office right now. I think that The Last Stand, which honestly was not a terrible movie, The Last Stand was just not a good movie, but unfortunately, sometimes over time, things that are not good become horrible over time, And I think that's what happened to The Last Stand, and I think that killed this movie. That people were like, well, we've already seen that, So I think it was a mistake because the movie is pretty good, but I think people have been burnt by that. Let me see here. Also, I think the movie, huh?
So you know what killed the movie?
Yeah, people were burnt by The Last Stand, I think.
Wolverine killed the movie. No Wolverine, no money.
Oh,
that's what killed him.
That's definitely the lesson that Fox would have gotten out of that. We gotta have
Wolverine. Hugh Jackman come for reshoots. And I'm just running around stabbing people.
Yep. And this movie would have definitely been a much better third movie. Unfortunately, they didn't have that choice. But another channel said it best. These are characters that we recognize, but not characters that we care about. Like, if there had been another movie between this one and Apocalypse, where we really got the chance to learn this particular Jean, and Cyclops more, it would have meant more to see Jean going bad. Instead of like, oh yeah, that's a story that I recognize. Let me see here. I'm going to try to cut it short here. I didn't like anything about Mystique. Nothing. I like nothing about her character.
You like her light blue skin?
I don't like her light blue skin. I was gonna mention that because some people might think I'm reaching here, but I don't, because I think that they tried to make her character more of a leadership role, a more likable and approachable type of character. So what's one way to make your character more likable and approachable? Lighten her skin. I don't like that. I don't like the message that seems. Mystique has been just fine as a darker skinned blue person, and now they lighten her skin to me. And maybe that wasn't the reason, but that's kind of what I feel. I don't like the fact that she's a team leader with the X-Men. Mystique is one of the X-Men's like biggest villains. That's kind of like Doctor Doom being a team leader with the with the Fantastic Four, just hanging out with them. Hey, is everybody okay?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody doing all right? We got to do the main thing. He's arguing with Mr. Fantastic about how the team is doing. Like, no, like that's completely inaccurate as far as the character is concerned, and I hate it. I'm glad that they got rid of her. But the last thing, and I think this is the biggest problem that people have with the movie, the tone of the movie. It's the fact that after the intro, the tone goes dark, and it stays there the entire movie. It's like they put their foot on your neck, and they just don't let up, like at all, like for the next, hour and 45, 2 hours, and that's a mistake. They definitely should. I'm not saying that they should have some jokes in there, but they definitely should let up. And I think the music editing had everything to do with this. I thought the movie had great music, but the music editing killed it, because that music was really the thing to me that's putting that foot on your neck, because the music is constantly so sad and blah, blah, blah. There needs to be some scenes where there can be conversations between people without music. Like when Magneto and Phoenix first talked, like when they were sitting down talking, that should have been no music until such time as Magneto said, "Whose blood is that?" That's when the music should have come again. So
yeah,
I think that's what killed the movie, is that mood is just killing you. Overall, though, I thought it was a really good movie. If you can get past that, the action scenes are great. I thought the acting was great. I thought Michael Fassbender and your boy James McAvoy, who was amazing, were awesome. Anything else that you want to say about this movie, sir?
No, just kind of piggyback. Like, basically, if you don't care about, I guess, every point of the movie, like to make a good movie, if you just want to go find something that's going to entertain you, I think it would entertain you. Now, I can say after watching the second time, it's definitely not as impactful as it was the first time we watched it. So, I can't really say, now that I'm kind of looking at it a few more times, I'm trying to thinking like, okay, do I really like this movie? I really like the third act. I think that's all I can take from this movie. I really like the fighting and them on that third act. If they would have intertwined a little bit more of that in the movie, it kind of takes a while for them to build up to the main fights. So I definitely think that they messed up a lot of the movie with going back and kind of cutting it up, because I heard they had so many reshoots and edits and things when Disney bought it. So I don't really know what the real true movie was. It could have just got completely destroyed, based off of, because it's the last movie of the Fox brand before Disney takes over, and Disney's just like, hey, we just want to get this out. We don't really care what you got. It looks okay. We just want to make a little bit of money on this movie and put these characters on the shelf for about 5 years. So, but I thought it was a decent movie.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, if you like what we did here, make sure you leave us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you thought. What do you think about the end of the Fox X-Men movies, who basically really kicked off, other than Blade, of course, really kicked off this whole recent superhero thing that we have here. Of course, as usual, we want you to subscribe to This is Color Commentary, where we give you views from a different side. Peace.